I think, truthfully, a lot of people here that live in Miami have parent money. People have
So what does it take to have a successful, happy marriage for 25 plus years?
I'm a professional mermaid.
You were an attorney, basically.
And also a dentist, yeah.
A dentist and an attorney.
people ghosting me, going through that process of making it happen.
Writing a handwritten letter to somebody. I tried calls, emails. I wrote him a handwritten letter, sent him a gift card to, one of my favorite restaurants. We got the deal closed in about 6 months later.
How did you stay happy throughout all the ups and downs in life? We're here in Miami, Brickell, doing interviews in the streets. We're asking people amazing questions to inspire you guys, to inspire the youth. So support this channel, subscribe to the channel, like and comment. If you want some questions that you want us to ask in the streets, let us know. Let's go. So what does it take to have a successful, happy marriage for 25 plus years?
Oh my God. There's a lot of things, especially respect for each other.
So let me ask you guys a question. How long have you guys been together?
25 years now.
Do you guys share money together, or do you guys have separate bank accounts?
So we have one for the family, and she has her own money, I have my own.
So let me ask you this. For someone that's watching this, they don't have that luck that you have. They're going through a lot of challenges, a lot of ups, downs, lefts, rights, too much drama. What would you tell them?
Life is so short. The good thing is that you have to start enjoying what you got. You don't have to change anybody. You don't have to change anything. So just enjoy it the way it is.
Like, what are some challenges you guys have, gone through in life that you overcame?
We didn't have any big troubles, all right, these 25 years.
So why is that? How come you guys don't have any troubles?
I don't know. So I changed jobs a couple times. It's a tough time, but everything's been quiet for this 25 years.
So you got lucky.
Yeah.
You were an attorney, basically.
And also a dentist, yeah.
A dentist and an attorney.
Yeah.
And what was the biggest challenge for you to accomplish those goals?
The fact that I came from a lower socioeconomic family, there was no sort of safety net for me. I had to do all of myself, get all my own scholarships, make my own way to do it.
Someone that's watching this, they don't have the money, they don't have the funds, they're literally broke as a joke, but they have the hunger and desire to become successful. What would you tell them, to accomplish those goals and dreams?
Okay, well, you can always do it. You can always find some way to do it. There's any number of different ways, a lot of different ways to find funding. I was very fortunate in the fact that I was able to find those funding aspects. I'm not any brighter than anybody else about that. Higher education has unfortunately become incredibly expensive, and it's far too expensive, in fact, at this point now. I'm very concerned about the next generation.
So should someone still do it nowadays?
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. You should do whatever you can do to make yourself fulfilled.
3 tips to become successful in those careers.
You just got to be real serious about, obviously, your education, serious about learning how to study, and serious about doing well in undergraduate so you can get into good professional school. I went to dental school first at the University of Pennsylvania, and then I practiced for about 13, 14 years. I got very interested in healthcare policy and healthcare law. Then after that, I went to Loyola Chicago and got a master's in health law and health policy. And after that, I went to Georgetown for law school.
I'm a professional mermaid.
What is that?
An underwater performer and a mermaid entertainer.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Interesting. How the hell did you get this job?
I've been obsessed with mermaids my whole life in the ocean, and it's right by my house. I'm a rescue diver, so I tried out. I didn't make it. I tried out again, and I made it.
So let me ask you a question. What's the toughest thing about your job?
Freezing cold waters, harsh chlorine on the eyes, and breath hold.
Interesting. So someone that wants to actually be a mermaid like you, or become a professional diver, what would you tell them? 3 tips.
Never give up. Follow somebody that that inspires you, that's creative. See how they did it, and don't stop pushing yourself.
You guys literally dress like mermaids?
Yes.
That's fucking crazy.
We have to make all of the tails ourselves, and we also do underwater burlesque. Only spot in the world that has it in Fort Lauderdale.
I love it. I may have to check that place out. So let me ask you a question. What has been the toughest thing that you've experienced in your life?
Battling addiction and suicide in my family.
How did you survive that?
God and Alcoholics Anonymous. Surrounding myself with other people that got through it, that taught me how to get through it.
So let me ask you a question. Someone that's watching this video, they're going through that same struggle. What would you tell them?
Surrender and surround yourself with other people that are going to pick you up.
Right now we have amazing questions and amazing answers. So listen, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, do me a solid, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like, comment. If you want us to ask some more questions, let us know. But we got some more people to talk to. Let's go. So let me ask you a question. What's been the toughest thing you went through as a salesperson?
People ghosting me, going through that process of making it happen.
What do you do for work, boss?
Life insurance.
Oh, so let me ask you a question. What's the toughest thing about being in sales?
Man, trying to get to people to understand the quality and the value of what we do.
So let me ask you a question. What are 3 tips you would tell someone that wants to become a great sales guy?
Understand what you are selling, understand your client, ask the right questions, be a problem finding, and then a problem solution. That's it.
So let me ask you a question. Someone that's watching this, they're not good with rejection. Can they still be a good sales guy?
They can. Next, always next. Keep going, that's it.
And let me ask you this. Have you ever been in a moment where you're like, you know what, screw this, I'm done with sales?
No, never. Sales can take you wherever you want.
Like, give me an example.
Man, you just keep going with sales. Sales will take you wherever you want. If someone, they don't want what you are doing, there is always another person who will want it. That's it.
craziest story that was something so different, so unique that you got the sale?
Writing a handwritten letter to somebody. I tried calls, emails. I wrote him a handwritten letter, sent him a gift card to, one of my favorite restaurants. We got the deal closed, and about 6 months later.
What do you do for work, boss?
Software sales, yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
12 years.
What got you involved in software sales?
A buddy of mine was doing it. He closed a big deal and made like over $500,000 one year. So I was like, hey, I got to get into that.
So let me ask you a question. How many calls do you make a day to get that kind of success?
I mean, at this stage, I have other people that make calls for me. I'm probably making 20, 40 calls a day. But early in my career, it was 100, 150 calls a day.
Interesting. So let me ask you a question. What's the toughest thing about being a software salesman?
Basically just getting to the decision maker, trying to get in front of that CEO and just trying to get that first meeting set. Because, once you have that first meeting set, it's about 50-50 from there. It's all on you.
Someone that's lazy or uninspired, how can they get motivated to go out there because they're getting slapped all the time with no's and rejections? How can they get out of that comfort zone and kind of create success, in your opinion?
Honestly, it's not for everyone. If you can't take no's and you get too emotional, sales is not for you. I'd say just get some regular 9-to-5 job. But if you want to make, 6 figures year over year, make the calls, work hard, and, read a lot of books, read a lot of sales books.
Well, let me ask you this. What are 3 things that you learned about yourself as a salesperson in the past 12 years?
Patient, resilient, and creative. You got to be able to think outside of the box. Everybody is trying to sell to all these CEOs. So you have to think of something different, get your foot in the door so you can get that first meeting.
How did you stay happy throughout all the ups and downs in life?
I didn't let it get me down, man. I had 2 kids, 6 grandkids. I'm living a great life. I have a property here in Miami for 23 years. I got property in Pennsylvania, and I got a big townhouse in Jersey, right by New York City.
You're a lawyer. So let me ask you a question. What's the toughest thing about being a lawyer?
I had my own business, so it was tough to keep clients and get paid.
So what was so hard about being a business owner, in your opinion?
I'm doing it 52 years, so it's sort of like, wow, I'm still doing it, but semi-part-time. Yeah, I just got my 50-year certificate from the Bar Association.
If you can go back to your early 20s, what are 3 things you would have done a little bit differently with the wisdom that you have today?
Really nothing. I came from nothing. My father loaded trucks, never went to 8th grade. And we did it on our own, guys.
So let me ask you a question. Where do you get that tough resiliency from to kind of consistently push throughout those challenges in life?
Good, background. My mother always said, this is America. You can do whatever you want. And don't let anybody stop.
And let me ask you this. Do you think America is the same today than it was 50 years ago?
No.
What changed?
It's a lot more diverse today, which I welcome. I have no problem with.
Well, what about the mentality of the young folks?
Like I said, I started my own practice when I was 23. Became a partner in 2 years and just took off. I mean, it's harder to do it today, I think.
Why? Why is it so hard to be an entrepreneur these days?
A lawyer, entrepreneur, there's too many lawyers.
So for someone that's watching this, they want to have their own practice. They're a lawyer. They're kind of a partner right now. They're trying to get up there.
Right.
What would be some tips for them to have their own successful practice, in your opinion?
Well, what I did was I became a clerk my first year to a judge. I got my foot in the door. I started to become familiar with the judges, the prosecutors. I just learned on my own to do what I had to do.
How do most people your age make money, in your opinion?
I think, truthfully, a lot of people here that live in Miami have parent money, but I also think a lot of people have they have their own side hustles. So a lot of people are entrepreneurs.
So what are you studying?
Investment management.
Really? So what do you want to do in the future?
Private equity.
So let me ask you a question. What is 3 things you learned about money?
I learned that it drives people, it inspires people, and it runs the world.
Do you have that entrepreneurial spirit?
I tried to, but unfortunately not at the moment.
Why not?
I've tried a few things and they've all failed. So
What stopped you from actually succeeding in those businesses?
for what I've learned, the hardest part is marketing.
Explain.
So I'm not too familiar with social media, but I think having a good marketing side and team to push your product so many more people see it is a great way to explore it. I think just exposure too.
So let me ask you a question. Why do you want to be an entrepreneur?
Be my own boss.
Well, why?
I've done the 9-to-5. I liked it a lot, and it is something I do want to do in the future. But I think having the freedom to wake up and do whatever you want when you want is very nice.
Well, do you realize it's a myth?
Is it actually?
Because a lot of people think that being an entrepreneur is all this freedom, but they have a lot of responsibility and they're tied to a lot of things.
It does come with the responsibility and the time consumption, but you're doing what you want to do.
So let me ask you a question. What are 2 things you learned from your mom and dad that help you become a better entrepreneur in the future?
I think for one, hard work never fails, and I think if you're consistent in what you do and what you love, it'll always pay off in the long run.
Listen, we had an amazing time today shooting content, asking questions, getting amazing answers, and so far we've been having amazing reviews from you guys. So do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We need your support. We're trying to get to 100,000 plus subscribers right now. We're doing amazing on Instagram and TikTok, but for some reason on YouTube, we need your support, we need your help. So until next time, see you guys in the next video.